Okay guys, let's quickly move on to the algorithm number 3 in stack. Okay, let me take another color. Okay, algorithm number 3 in stack, and this algorithm is called as balanced parenthesis, or checking whether a parenthesis is balanced. Okay, checking whether a parenthesis is balanced. Fine. Okay, so what do you mean by balanced parenthesis first? It's very simple, guys. Say for an example, I'm having an expression like this. Okay, so a plus b star c. So this is my expression. You check the parenthesis. Okay, say here I have an opening parenthesis. So the opening parenthesis is 1. I'll have another opening parenthesis, so plus 1. I have closing parenthesis, so cancel this. I have closing parenthesis again, so cancel this. Okay, so what you'll get 0. So if you get 0, if you do like this, okay, this is simple idea. If you do like this and both the ones are cancelling means, then it means that the parenthesis, the expression is balanced. Okay, the parentheses are balanced. Okay, so what do you mean by unbalanced then? I'll tell you. Okay, let's say I just want one more parenthesis here. Okay, so now check. Okay, so you have opening, put 1. You have another opening parenthesis, put plus 1. You have closing, so cancel 1. You have closing again, cancel 1, but you have one more closing and there is no one to cancel here. Now this is unbalanced. Okay, this is unbalanced. The idea here is the number of opening brackets should be equal to the closing brackets, right? So opening brackets are 1 2, whereas closing brackets are 1 2 3, right? So this is not possible. Okay, this is unbalanced, and if you remove this will become balanced. Okay, I hope I made you clear about balanced and unbalanced parentheses. Okay, let's go how to implement this algorithm. So yeah, objective here is to check whether string is balanced or not. A expression containing the parenthesis is balanced or not. Okay, so quickly move on and let's check it. Okay, so the idea here is very simple. Let's take the same example, and you take it in a string. Okay, so whatever you are doing, this example I'm gonna take. Okay, this example I'm gonna take. Okay, so this is balanced or unbalanced. Yeah, just pause the video and think about it whether this is balanced or unbalanced. Okay, fine, super. Yeah guys, you got it right. This is unbalanced parenthesis because the number of opening parentheses is not equal to number of closing parentheses. Okay, so what you are going to do here is you just express it like this, because anyway you are going to store the string only in the form of array, right? That's called as character string. In C program you're gonna character array, actually you're gonna store the string in the form of character array only, right? So let me pictorially represent like this. Okay, so okay, just observe what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'll have, so opening parenthesis first, again opening, I hope, again I had a, I had a plus, I had b, then I had a closing parenthesis, I had a operator, that's multiplication operator, then I had a c, then I had one more closing, and I had one more closing. All right, so what you have to do, here as far as this parenthesis matching is concerned, and you'll create a stack. Okay, let's create a stack. Fine, and just observe what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is my stack. Okay, fine, super. And the first step in this algorithm, the first step is actually this is not needed. Okay, let's leave that. Okay, I'll talk about that later. Fine, so okay, traverse the string or scan the string one by one. Okay, character by character you have to scan the string. Okay, character by character you have to scan the string. Okay, so how should you do that? That's pretty simple, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, so look at the first character. It is an opening parenthesis. There are two steps to be followed here, guys. If it is an opening parenthesis, then push it into the stack. Okay, and if it is a closing parenthesis, remove the opening from stack. Let me explain that. I have an opening parenthesis, so I'll just push it into the stack. Okay, so I'll push the opening parenthesis into the stack. I have one more opening parenthesis, so push that into the stack. Okay, if you encounter any operand or operator, any other variable other than parenthesis, just ignore it. Okay, so you don't want that, ignore it. Operator, you don't want that. B, okay, you don't want that. And you have a closing parenthesis. If there is a closing parenthesis, then remove one element from the stack, pop one element from the stack. So I am popping this. Okay, I am popping this. Clear? So if I have one more, operator ignore, operand ignore. So I have one more closing parenthesis. So I am popping one more element. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So I have one more closing parenthesis, but I don't have any elements in the stack to pop. So this means the string is unbalanced. Okay, so this is the idea, guys, behind by checking whether the parenthesis is balanced or not. Okay, thanks a lot. We'll see a lot in the next video. Guys, I have to talk about some more cases in parenthesis balancing, so let's continue that in this video. So I'll have a simple expression like this, guys. Okay, I'll have two opening brackets and two closing brackets, and this is my stack. Okay, so don't ignore this, just watch this video. Okay, so I'll look at this element. This is an opening parenthesis, so I'll just push it into the stack. This is again opening parenthesis. I'll push it into the stack. Operator ignore, sorry, operand ignore, operator ignore, and you can ignore another operator. It's an opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. So go for the stack, push the top element. You can only push the top element, right? So I mean pop the top element. You can only pop the top element, right? So you pop that. It is another closing parenthesis. Go. So pop the element from the stack. You have only one element, you pop it. Okay, and if the stack is empty now, if the stack is empty, let me go for one more example, guys, because I have something to be explained in parenthesis balancing. Okay, so let me take a simple expression. Okay, super. So okay, think whether this is balanced or not. Of course this is balanced, right? So you have two opening parenthesis, two closing parenthesis, so this is balanced. Okay, so let me create a stack to prove that. Okay, so what are the conditions that you have to check whether if you say the parenthesis is balanced? Okay, it's pretty simple, right? Encounter the string one by one from left to right. So this is opening parenthesis, so you just add it to the push it to the stack, opening parenthesis, another opening parenthesis, push it to the stack. Operand ignore that, operator you can ignore that, another operand you can ignore that, another closing parenthesis. So pop an element from the stack. You can only pop the top element, right? So pop an element from the stack, another closing parenthesis, so pop another element from the stack. If see the stack now, if the stack is empty, after traversing the whole string, then it means that whatever you have provided is a balanced string. Okay, balanced parenthesis. So the idea is very simple, guys. You have to check whether the stack is empty or not after traversing, and you have to remember only two steps. One is, if you encounter an opening parenthesis, push it into the stack, and if you encounter a closing parenthesis, then pop the elements from the stack. Okay, so these are the two important points that you want to remember. Okay, let's take an unbalanced string, guys, again. So let me take one more opening parenthesis. Okay, and push into the stack, again push into the stack, push, ignore, and you have two closing parenthesis. So pop one element for this parenthesis, again pop one element, and you have one element remaining, you have one parenthesis remaining. So this is not balanced because the stack is not empty. So you can check whether these two conditions, say whether stack is full empty or not. Okay, whether the stack is underflow or not. By this you can check whether an expression is balanced or not. In our next video, let's implement this algorithm in C program. Thanks a lot. Okay guys, I think it's time to discuss the parenthesis matching in stack. Okay, so first of all, let me go for as to include stereo.h. After that, I'll go for the main function, and okay, so I'm writing clean code for you to understand. I don't want to include anything before, right? I'm writing a very clean code so that it will be helpful for you to understand how to approach a problem, right? So here we are going to do the parenthesis matching. Okay, we are going to match the parenthesis, and we have seen the algorithm in the previous video itself. Okay, we are just going to implement that algorithm. That's it. Okay, you know the algorithm, right? If you don't know that, please go back and watch the video. If you have forgotten, also please go back and watch the video and come back here. Okay, and first of all, we should have push and pop, right? So let me go for our push and pop function, which we have written in the first program itself. Let us copy this. Okay, so push and pop, and we have to slightly modify this push and pop. I'll tell you why. Okay, then I'll go for declaring this stack. So I'll say a character stack, guys, because it will not have the hold the integer. It's gonna hold characters. We know that, right? We are gonna push the opening parenthesis, so that's why it's a character. Let me go for 100, and let me say character stack, and let me say top is always an integer, so let me say top, that's -1. Hold on, that's -1, and yeah, that's it. You need the size also. Let me go for it 50. Yeah, the stack is again in a temporary usage here, so you can give any size, doesn't matter. Fine. So here again you have to make some modification. Here let us make it as char, because it's gonna get the character, not the integer. For example, it's gonna get the opening parenthesis, right? So it's a character. Okay, so you have to make it character, and stack also holds only characters. Okay, void, no problem, and make it percentage %c. Okay, then only you will be knowing that will be printed. If you still make it percentage %d, then ASCII value of this character will be printed. You know what is ASCII value, right? For every character there is a unique number attached to it, that will be printed, ASCII value. Okay, okay, I think this code will work. Here also, yeah, here you have to make it percentage %c. Hold on. All right, so let's call these functions. Let's implement our algorithm inside the main function, or let us write one more function, say void check, to check whether a string is balanced or not. All right, so yeah, so I think I should leave some space so that you can see that. Okay, so let's say printf, enter the expression for which you have to check whether the string is the expression is balanced or not with the parenthesis. Okay, so enter the expression. So scanf, let me store it somewhere. It's %d and sorry, s, of course, and we have seen that you are getting an expression. It's basically a string, so let me declare that here. Okay, I'll say char string. Okay, let's have 120. You can give any size, it doesn't matter, because string okay, the maximum you can give up to 120 characters. Okay, fine. So scanf, and here let me store it string. Okay, so what I'm basically doing here is I'm getting the expression and storing it somewhere called string. Okay, and I've declared that here because same reason, guys. I just want all the functions to access it, so I'm declaring somewhere there. I could also declare here. In those cases, you have to pass the string also to the function if you want that particular function to access that string. Okay, and scanf. Okay, and after that you can call the check function. Okay, and here I'll pass the string. That's it, I hope. Okay, and let's do everything inside this check function. Okay, you don't need to pass the string. Okay, let me pass it, and let me get the string here. I'll say or you don't need to write, because you've already declared that, so there is no need to pass the string. Let me just call the function. Super. And so what I'm gonna basically do here is I'm just gonna iterate the loop, of course, and starts from let me declare the I variable here. Okay, so I'm just gonna iterate the loop starting from 0. It should go up to the end of the length of the string. We have seen this in the previous algorithm, right? So it should go up to the end of the string. Okay, so here I should have let me have one more, the header file. So hash include string.h, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, the header file to have this function strlen, right? Here I have to pass the string variable, then I have to use the increment operator. So this for loop, you know what it will do, right? You know it's gonna iterate from the start of the string to the end of the string. In each case, I'm just gonna get that character, and if it is a opening parenthesis, then I'm gonna push it into the stack. If it is not an opening parenthesis, I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, it's very simple, guys. Check whether the character string of I, that's the character, right? Single character is string of I is nothing but the index value. Character is equal to the opening parenthesis. Okay, then you push the string, that's it, push the character. Else else if, you can use else if string of I is a closing parenthesis. Okay, so if it is a closing parenthesis, then what you can do, you can just pop it, right? You can call the pop function once, right? All right, so this is what you should do. Okay, and after performing this particular operation, if the stack is empty, which means top equals to -1, if the stack is empty, then you can print printf, we can print stack parenthesis is balanced, or balanced. Let me go for a single word, balanced. All right, so else unbalanced, right? You know this, right? We have already I already explained you the algorithm. I'm just implementing here. If you didn't understand this, please go back and watch why I'm writing this. I'm checking whether the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, it means it's balanced. Okay, I'm pushing the closing parenthesis to the stack. If an opening parenthesis is encountered in the string, I'm just popping the opening parenthesis, and checking whether the stack is empty. If this empty, balanced, else it's unbalanced. I have explained this algorithm in the previous video. You can go back and check if you didn't understand this. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, I think that's a semicolon error here. Yeah, sorry for this. Okay, enter the expression. So let me go for a very simple expression, a plus b balanced, because yeah, you can see you have pushed two opening parentheses, and you have popped two popped the those two. Whenever there is an closing parenthesis encountered, you have popped those two, and you say the string is balanced. Okay, let me check with an unbalanced example also. Okay, and let me say I have three opening parentheses, and I have only two closing parentheses. In this case, it's unbalanced, right? Yeah, it is unbalanced. Okay, so yeah, you are having three opening parentheses, so you are pushing three, but you are encountering only two closing parentheses, so you are popping only two, so one will be there in the stack is not empty, so this is unbalanced. Okay, so like this you can check whether the string is balanced or not, and this is one of the wonderful applications in stack. Thanks a lot, guys.